cake. Fun niggas always wanna hate. Got bitches from the California Bay. Sing to your bitch like I'm Drake. Still hustling, I gotta get this bag. I'm the type of nigga she take home to dash. I'm the type of nigga that don't look at tag.
Hey man, but you know that XXXTENTACION, he's doing some crazy things, man. Some crazy things. Oh shit, hey, it's EJ. It's EJ. We're two educated guys trying to figure this shit out.
You know, fuck it. Right now we're trying to figure out XXXTENTACION.
Yeah.
Look at me.
Yep.
But hey, any artists you want to get featured in that section you heard before this video, that artist spotlight, make sure you visit Educated Freedom. Click on that artist spotlight section.
Yeah, man. If you get about 3 shirts, I'm not gonna be mad at you whatsoever, man. But let's go ahead and jump into this, man.
Look at me. Look at the nigga.
I feel like I've heard this before.
Oh yeah, I mean that's his like flagship song.
Beep. I ain't get a news between 2 kids and be like, y'all figure it out.
See, cause kids don't know, like, you know what I mean?
Wow.
Like they still innocent.
You see how you just said you gotta, wow, but that's so true though. Dang.
Motherfucking little Timmy about to get hung.
For real.
Fuck. Damn, Timmy.
And yeah, you see how they put Emmett Till. Emmett Till was so young when he passed away, man. Let me know down below his age, but I know he was like 12, 13.
Yeah, it's like 14.
See, look, and that right there is gonna cause, that's gonna be an issue.
That's why I got so many views.
But then, you know, he had both though, black and white got hung.
So it's kind of
6 million views. Yeah. That's the most controversial thing you can do.
Which is kind of crazy.
Hang a white person.
But I mean,
that's not
kids,
controversial.
like
to a kid
white
too.
Kids used to see black kids get hung like that in real life.
Yeah, I'm saying the shock value. He's actually making a change. That's what's so crazy. He's actually doing something that's actually being beneficial. And that's why I was asking, does he know what his demographic of his audience is, right? So it's just interesting to see that, and then he does that, but it's kind of like showing you, well, but I'll talk about that more.
Break it down
the afterthoughts, because I know I can get really into this situation. It's going to be super interesting. Don't forget to subscribe and like our shit. Man. Also, man, let y'all know we do this for free on a regular, consistent basis. So if you can show any type of support, anything, definitely appreciate it, man, because we want to throw out as many fire contents as possible, man.
And definitely check out that Educated Freedom store. We got a lot of stuff for you guys there to, you know, purchase, artist spotlights, all kinds of stuff.
Everything,
like that,
man.
Right for you, the fans that we made, the Two Educated Guys. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. All our handles, Two Educated Guys, and
peace. Hey everybody, it's EJ.
Peace, Pete. What's happening?
Hey man, we're 2 educated guys trying to figure this shit out, man.
Word. Right now we're trying to figure out XXXTENTACION.
Yeah.
Look at me, or whatever the fuck the other song was at the end.
Yeah.
That was a completely different vibe. You see, you hit niggas with the look at me.
Look at me, yeah.
Because he know that's what niggas would be, and which kind of goes to the fact of, you know, a couple weeks ago we saw his video where he was doing the hanging shit. We were kind of like, yo, why would
what
you
the
play
fuck
with that?
would you
like,
do that for?
You
know, like, why would you play with that?
And then he was telling niggas like, wait
whoa,
a minute, he was going to see what I'm trying to do. Which, you know, now
it makes sense.
See what he's trying to do, and he's not just like, you know, trying to make fun of suicide or whatever. It actually doesn't even have anything to do with suicide.
And that's what trips me out. Like, it has nothing to do with suicide. That's what trips me out. It's like, he's not doing suicide, but people are causing the death of him, which is interesting, right? Because, you know, being an African-American male living in society, you understand how hard it is and like how everything's to get you. And you learn like how evil people are towards you in the very beginning. You learn about this in your history books. You get reminded of Emmett Till, like, don't be like Emmett Till. Think about that. He's a young boy. So that's kind of saying subconsciously, don't act out of your comfort zone, because they will put you in your place in a sense. Also, and he got in trouble. If you do the research, he was 14 years old and he got in trouble for something he didn't even do, and the girl confessed to it. So it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. So it's like, whenever I'm seeing like the black people being hanged, you're kind of like, okay, notice that they're black males, right? That's interesting. And then you have the imagery of one little white boy being hung. Just one. And then you're just like, wow. But it doesn't equate to each other, right? Because murder is murder no matter what it is. But it's just funny how in history it was justified back in the day. But when something like that is done to an opposite or a Caucasian race, it's completely, in a sense, woo, because they acted out so quickly on this Instagram and stuff because of that. Right. But if you really look at it, everybody got hung. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna cause an uproar over this, but then again, why aren't people causing an uproar over this? Because there's 3-1. And if you kind of look at what he's kind of saying, it's so interesting because the system is saying, or people training, or what they left before they died, right? Because everybody's in survival mode, right? You say it's race or whatever, it's divide and conquer, right? So when you put people in that situation and you control them at a younger age and you say, oh yeah, by the way, yo, this is what you need to do. This is normal. Now, if you kind of notice, man, like it's XXXTENTACION telling the little kid that, and then the little kid's hung, right? But on a regular, everyday, natural, normal basis, it's not the hanging aspect, but it's putting this person who is of African descent or brown in a position where they're not going to be successful. So don't think of the rope as necessarily something, just a rope, he's getting hung, oh my God. No, think of it as that's life. Like life is when you come into the world, everybody knows that the world is against you. Black, white, everybody knows, right? And then you know that it's easier for other people. And the reason for that is the system's training them that this is easier for them. It's going to be harder for them, and you keep it that way, but you understand it now.
Word. And
I mean, yeah.
To add to that point, what I saw in the video was, everything basically goes in cycles. So he was touching on like Emmett Till, that was back in the day. They were getting hung, and then he immediately goes to like Philando Castile and getting shot. It's like the same thing back to back. Tree, and now you see the comparison between the cop just asking him to pull something out or put something back, and then he just automatically starts shooting.
Well, shit, somebody just got hung. Not to date this, but somebody got hung.
They tried to
black dude, like just hanging him, like, and then they won't release the information of what happened. So you're kind of seeing like, something. This hasn't changed. People are more aware how messed up things are, but is your mentality really changing? So I mean, I think that's kind of the emphasis, and then people try to say like, well, things have changed or things haven't changed, but you can always find evidence. It's in a different form.
Yeah, they're not physically hanging you, but I mean, if you basically killing, young black males, from the police are doing it basically. I think the cops were put in.
I think there's certain things
to just like police the either black or.
I mean, but you got to remember, bro. What was the first cops? The first cops were literally
the people that
put them back on the plantation. Yeah. So like, oh well, you're leaving.
Slaves and like come get them.
So that's what they're doing. Like when they're arresting people because they're saying they look like a certain person or stereotyping, right? In this area, which isn't that description, it's the same thing. Put them back to where they came from, right? Because this person doesn't belong. He's not supposed to be here. So it's interesting that he's addressing all this, and it definitely shows his artistry. But it also it's one of the things where it's like touchy, but it's so real. Because on my end, it's kind of like how I felt whenever I was watching, what was that movie? Where the white guy wanted to be, he wanted to be the black guy, right? And he was just like, or like it was the movie, right? Get Out. It was the movie where he was just like, you know what? I couldn't beat him, so I'ma beat him, right? Yeah, so it's like
grandfather and shit.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, yo, it's just, and that gets more complex the more you get into it, and you realize that it's the same thing over and over and over again. They want to kill you, or they want to put you in a horrible situation, but then everybody wants to be you at the same time.
And
so it's craziest thing.
Cycle. Of course, there was the there was slavery, and there was the whole, I guess, portion. Then there was like the Harlem Renaissance.
Yeah.
So now, I guess with this uprising black consciousness, maybe they're going to be like another
Yeah, maybe it's gonna.
Like
yeah.
I think that's at least to me what it's gearing up towards being. So,
Well, I don't know, because it's like it's interesting because I agree and disagree, right? Like I see the consciousness, but I feel like people, especially in the music world, they're doing more drugs now. So I feel like that's more relative to how the 70s were. So the consciousness isn't going to come out.
Skip past that whole
No, I don't think it's going to skip. I think what's going to happen is it's going to open certain things in their mind, and then that's going to happen with the next generation, right? Because our generation is like, when you look at it, it's like the 60s. In the 60s, it was like building stuff, building. And then you got these people who are like trying to do it different.
They take everything right back.
Boom. And then you got to go right back up. I mean, and it's one of the things where it's just like, that's based on your opinion, what you believe. But it could be, I don't know, that's just kind of what I'm seeing happening. But, yo, seeing this kind of gives hope because, you know, XXXTentacion, man, yo, you know, he's definitely a smart man, you know, definitely. And he's been put in crappy situations. Like, they just found out a pregnant girl who wasn't pregnant kind of lied on him.
And that brings another fact. It's like, all right, I mean, you'll have somebody like XXXTentacion. You obviously see what he's trying to do in this video, but then there'll also be like the whole other side of it, you know. Oh, he's beating on the girl.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to jail. He's getting in fights. So it's like that kind of negates these different points that you're trying to make. Now, I mean, should we leave it to somebody like XXXTentacion to really speak on it, or should
my thing is he's not a
like somebody like you know what I mean? Like say if. I mean, I can't even say Michael Jordan because Michael Jordan's an athlete, so I don't even know who to like go to.
Who says this?
I mean, somebody like Barack Obama would have been good, but you know he can't really fully. Put
his hands are tied. His hands are like, so it's like at this point, who can say this? It's like, because unfortunately, the way I live my life, I don't look at any musician as my political figure. I can't.
You can't, because I mean,
you can't, because
even being on these platforms, he doesn't really have. He has the power, he has the voice, but he doesn't really have the power.
He doesn't have like
things in place. Because I mean, it could be a chance. Like if he gets signed to a label, you know, the label could be sponsored, and it's still owned by somebody who could subscribe to those old ways. I mean, they're probably just looking at it like, hey, this is popular right now. It's money. All right, we're gonna give him a voice. Because of that.
Artists could straight up be a science. You know, like a science. Like we know that if we do this, this is going to get a reaction, and then he capitalized on the reaction by doing something else messed up, and then it's going to cause a reaction. So then it's just like, are they playing that game too? Yeah. Because that's bad publicity is good publicity also. So it's like, what game are they really trying to play right here? But yeah, man, but a little longer.
This video, it's all good. You know, we just trying to flush this thing out, man.
It's definitely interesting, man.
Definitely let us know what you think below about the whole situation, everything we just touched on, everything we talked about, what you think about the video, and we love to hear what you think.
Oh, he's just upset and shit. I'm like, God damn.
Look at me.
All right, 2 educated guys, man. Subscribe and like our shit. Peace.